And we are live. How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly Alpha 20 dev stream. If you guys don't know what I'm doing here, basically I am reacting to the dev streams that the Fun Pimps are doing. And this was done last night, or early time my morning. Never got a chance to actually watch it, so I watch it with you guys, and you guys can see my impression. And then we stop halfway through, or wherever we stop, and we just try to figure out, what I like, what I don't like. So we'll go through that. So if you want to watch the full thing, there will be a link down below to his Twitch account where you can find the stream without me talking. Anyway, so this is the last stream you'll see of me for a week. I won't be doing any streams from now on. Tomorrow morning I leave for a holiday, so I won't be back within a week. However, there's like 7 videos scheduled for next week, so there's going to be content for you guys. There's nothing to worry about. So I think that we can get started. Let's just make sure things are working. If you guys just let me know in the chat if the stream is running, and then we will get straight to it. There was like 30 something odd people that were already here, which is pretty crazy. So hello everybody. I'm just making sure on my end if the stream is running, because the chats are pretty quiet and I am worried that things are not working. So I think I saw a new guns in this. I didn't watch the entire thing. I skipped a few pieces and I was like, okay, new guns, that's cool. And then let me just make sure this is working, guys. Chat's, hey man, okay, there you go, there's a chat come through. Right, so we're just going to wait a little while and gather people up. How you doing? Welcome. Playing some 7 Days to Die, waiting for you. Oh, nice. Playing Alpha 19, yeah? Right, so I'm just going to get started, guys. We're going to get started. Okay. This is right at the beginning. I skipped the intro bit, so here we go.
Buddy, so tonight we are doing our 4th dev stream. We're going to be showing off
Why is it so soft?
We have weapons, we have animations, we have a lot of stuff that we're going to show. With me right now...
Is it just me, or is it softer than previously?
Right now is Justin. He's over here. Yeah. Justin, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everybody.
Okay, he's much louder.
Justin Owens, senior technical artist, 20-year developer, worked at studios like id Software, Oculus, and Treyarch. I helped develop artistic technical systems for 7 Days and just help push the visual fidelity in the game, try to improve on quality levels with each output.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
So next, we're actually going to get Young Hao on here. We'll do a little switcheroo. Hey, there he is. So Young Hao, go and introduce yourself. You're muted. At least I think you are.
How about now?
There we go.
Oh, his camera's back.
Hi everybody. My name is Young Ha. I'm a senior artist at the Fun Pimp. Before Fun Pimp, I was working in the big corporate company like EA, Blizzard, and Ubisoft. And finally, I joined the awesome team about 3 years ago. And then now I'm doing the...
I'm actually going to skip here, guys, because I'm really not interested in meeting these people. I don't know why they do this.
Some other cool
Maybe just skip. I'm not interested to know about these people. It's not my thing.
I haven't been in the game industry for...
See, I don't know why they do this.
Okay, we have no dates, obviously,
Go.
but if you qualify and everything, you should head on over to the website to sign up.
Yeah, guys, that's actually what he was talking about now. If you are a content creator, I think if you're a Twitch partner, or if you have 5,000 followers on any platform, I think you can sign up to the early access for the Streamers Weekend, which I don't know when it's going to come, 2, 3 months, 4 months, I don't know. But we should know soon, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so just let you guys know, if you have those followers or Twitch partner, you can do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead now. I'm going to switch over. So we're going to have to do like a crazy trickery here. So Justin's going to disappear. And then I'm going to make the image appear. It's magic, everybody. Actually, it's really not. I could have done this in a much more organized way, but instead I had to like hide stuff and then show stuff. But here we go. And now you can see it. Go ahead, Justin.
All right. Do you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you great.
All right. So this is just a look at some of the new block materials or updates to existing block materials. We don't have a whole lot of new block materials this alpha. We're going to be doing more next alpha. We had a whole lot this last alpha, but we've been focusing on other technical art systems. But in this alpha, we have still quite a few block materials that have been updated. So you guys will have access to that and be able to see these new materials.
I like the bottom left one.
So
pretty cool.
We hope you like them.
Okay.
All right, so this is just a quick look at some of the material graphs that we build in order to make different material types for the game. So we build materials for textures and materials for blocks and for terrain and just about anything. And we use a couple of different apps and programs for that. The tile textures, we mainly use Substance Designer for that. And we put together, these graphs that kind of spit out these texture maps, and those are layered together inside the game and rendered.
The concretes look better than ever.
And this is kind of just a look
now in current.
at some of the simple graph.
It's been looking good.
Networks.
Much better than Alpha 16. Oof.
So if you wanted to move on to the next one, this next one is
RJ,
a
help
more
me.
complex graph.
Thank you for the subscribe, Steve.
So yeah, this is a look at just one of the network graphs that we build.
help
That's
me.
Jack, thank
a lot
you for
more
the subscribe.
complex. Some of the materials just take longer to build just because they have a lot more going on, and they have a lot of
RJ,
custom,
help me.
unique
Thank you for the
data,
subscribe. I think it's delayed.
within that material.
It's going to go on for
This is
a
a
lot now.
lot more complex than the previous one, but they all vary. So sometimes it takes longer to build certain materials than others, just depending on the complexity. So,
Hello.
all right, we can move on.
Hello,
to the
welcome.
next slide. All right. So in this alpha, we have a new character shader, and we needed some way to pack all of our textures. We were having too many texture calls on our previous alpha, so we needed some way to kind of pack all those textures, which is kind of an optimization for the shader. And so I built this shader that has a lot of optimizations of packing and also has all the cool artistic things that we all like to see. So subsurface scattering and emissive properties and stuff like that, that all the fancy bells and whistles that
Hello, everyone. I
kind of
won't be
bring it
talking
up to
much.
modern
I won't comment
game.
on you guys'
So
chats.
we have irradiated
Ooh.
flags and
Wait, is that even real?
Oh, sorry.
no worries.
Is that real? Because
Yeah, like
that
I
looks.
said, all those textures are packed, so it's a lot more optimal. We're able to get higher performance out of that.
Oh, if that's real, that looks so good.
This is a look at some
irradiateds.
new irradiated material properties, and I built this smart material, and
Man,
this
that looks so
allows the
good.
artist to kind of output emissive maps that just look a little more improved on the quality side. So we wanted to have an irradiated look that just looked more internal. So before we had some irradiated maps that were just kind of it was a hack. It was more of a trick. But this alpha, we wanted to really push on the irradiated look.
Radiated
and,
burning zombie. That's
we were kind of inspired by
that's awesome.
Extremis in Iron Man 3 movie, where it kind of looks like a deep glow inside the body. So this this smart material has all kinds of sliders and stuff for the artist, and they can adjust, the depth of the irradiated glow. They can have more surface glow. They can have uh, more emissive properties. There's also vascular networks like veins, deep veins, and surface veins. And this just gives the artist kind of more freedom to push different areas that they want, just
You can
based on
definitely see they've put
their
time into it.
taste. And you can kind of see the substance designer graph there. So we're able to, um, I don't know, just come up with a more visually appealing irradiated look that we were wanting for this alpha. So,
Whoops.
so this is another shader property,
I've seen that zombie
which is
already.
another emissive property. And this is the graph showing the burnt ember uh, radiated version, or I'm sorry, burnt feral version for the burnt zombie. And this was fun. We wanted something that looked like he was charred and on fire.
So, guys, I wish they would stop using real world images for their zombies, because I kid you not, there are so many people that mistake the real world images for in-game images. Like, I've noticed these people on Twitter, they'll go and comment, "Oh wow, the background looks so good, the graphics look so much better," when they're using real world images. Well, not really real world, it's uses like a generated computer program. It's not the game, It confuses so many people, and they've never clarified on that. But it does confuse a lot of people. Me, I know that's not, but they just use that as like, you can see the zombie better, but it does confuse a lot of people.
As he's running at you. So, yeah, this was another one of those that was like just fun to work on and test, because you could flip it down to nighttime and then test him out, and it was just fun seeing him run at you, all
Glowy.
burning and crispy.
Crispy.
So,
I like that one.
good times.
Meh.
All right, this is another shader that I made. Um, this is the Entity Tent Mask
It's not
shader.
really.
And what this shader allows us to do is to basically all of our props in the game can have a colored tint now,
Oh, okay.
so that we're able to have a lot more variation in the
Oh,
game
wow.
with very little cost and performance.
So
Uh, so
this is a lot similar to what we were talking about with zombies with different shirts and stuff. So basically, this is like that, but this is with objects in game. So instead of having a white fridge, you can have a green fridge or a yellow fridge. I don't know if it's going to be in the game, but they have implemented the feature to do this. So that's why you get different color fire hydrants. And if they can only implement this with the zombie shirts and zombie stuff, so you can have a green shirt zombie or a blue shirt zombie. Obviously not very bright, just like very tinted. Gives a different very. You see, I'm muddled up. I need my coffee. I never had coffee today. So yeah, I hope they introduce that to the zombies at some point as well. Even if modders can maybe try and rework it and use it for the zombies. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. If just let you guys know, I am giving my reaction on the dev chat thing. I am not the devs. I'm not Fun Pimps. I don't have any secret information. I know just as much as you guys. Okay, so don't get me wrong here. But if you want to help the channel, leave a like, subscribe. Does help a lot. Let's continue.
artists have been using this and creating tint mask, and then Alan has been setting up all the XML and creating colors, based on
Hopefully, yes.
the hex
Hopefully.
codes, and he's able to uh, kind of expose
Say
a lot
zombie.
more of those props
Say zombie.
that have a lot more variation in them, and just give a lot more variation to the game, which is just a big visual improvement, and with very little cost. So we're excited about that one. All right.
Grass.
All right, this is another shader that I made,
Gross.
foliage shader. So we have been a little bit outdated with our foliage for a while.
Yes!
We've updated it, but it's just been kind of temporary placeholder stuff in the
No!
past. And so this new foliage shader,
If you guys watch my channel, you know all about my foliage problem. I do not like the foliage in 7 Days to Die. Hello, thank you, RJ.
Thank you.
Pat on the head. She's given me, we're no cappuccino!
Is it coffee?
Oh no, she didn't make me coffee. Okay, fine.
Is it coffee?
I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. Thank you, RJ. So yeah, I don't like the foliage in this. I'm glad they're doing something about it. And there were a few comments saying that the reason why they didn't do it is because of performance, and I highly doubt that, guys. If they're changing all the zombie textures, all the block textures, then they can do foliage as well. It's not going to make much of a difference if they're doing everything else, you know. So I hope the 2D plants are gone. I hope that's a thing of the past. I hope the grass looks better, because currently, if you try and do a recording with the current grass, it is so bad. It is terrible. Okay? I hope no 2D plants.
it has all the things that I wanted, like subsurface scattering and specular highlights, ambient occlusion, custom normal maps, and all the goodies that we'd like to see.
$2 enjoying the stream.
So
Thank you.
We
High
think
five to
that
the
people will
$2.
be pretty excited about the new
Appreciate
foliage
that, man.
in the game. Looks a lot more natural now, and it's
Show me
just
in
a
game.
lot, visually it's improved quite a bit from this last alpha. And Lathan, you can go to the next slide, and it just kind of
Yes!
the next slide is just
Oh, that
a
looks
kind
so
of a
good.
preview
I remember
of
seeing this image though.
what you'll be seeing in the alpha. Now we're still
Yes.
tweaking it, and
Yeah, so I remember seeing this image, okay, guys? It's just that what I commented on about it was that it's very dark. Very, very dark. And even real life isn't that dark. So, I love the ground texture. I love the grass. So needed. It's been needed forever. The wilderness in 7 Days to Die looks so plain and boring. It looks like someone took a paintbrush and just painted it and that was it. It's nice to see that we're going to have some grass, maybe some shrubs, some things happening, some bushes. You guys know how I love my bushes. So, yeah. It's nice to
adjusting
see that.
things. But like I said, it's a lot more natural. Now we have
Buzzing.
taller grass and short grass, and we're still adjusting it, but it's pretty interesting to see how far it's come. We have a new forest ground texture as well, and so we're able to blend it in with that ground texture.
I agree.
It looks
Fire.
pretty seamless now, so it looks a lot more natural. So
Thank you.
we're pretty
Phantoms.
excited about that.
Thank you. That's a big, nice change.
Another thing I worked on is the universal tree root ball. So for the longest time, players would knock over trees, and then there was just a hole in the bottom of the tree. So this is just kind of a cap for that hole that looks a little bit more natural.
Oh, really?
So on the left, there's a high poly sculpt of the tree root, and that gets baked down to a low poly version of the game.
Okay,
And
that's pretty
that
cool.
is distributed
wasn't expecting
to
that.
all the bases of all the trees. And then Sean set up a system where at the end of a tree destruction, that tree root ball will turn on and render as the tree falls. So you won't have to look at a hole in the bottom of the mesh anymore. So
Well, there was a
it's
problem.
it's not real glamorous, but just something to help with the visual fidelity and
Okay, so he says that we chop a tree down and leave a hole, but when you chop a tree down in 7 Days to Die, it doesn't leave a hole. What you talking about? It's like he doesn't even know. It's a bit strange. Maybe they're talking about the early access version the devs are playing, because he's saying that when you chop it down, it leaves a hole, but it doesn't. But this is really cool. I like this. It's amazing how these things that you think that you never needed, you actually need. That's going to make a pretty good change.
and just improve on visuals overall. All right, this is some new random world generation stamps that are made for this alpha. So in the top left, that's a world machine graph, and this is a graph that's pretty simple. There's more complex versions that I have, but we use, it's similar to Substance Designer. We wire these nodes up, and we're able to kind of create these different stamps, and those stamps
Oh,
get
the whole. Oh, I
distributed
see. I
in
see. I see. I see.
random
Okay, thank
world
you, James, for clearing
generation,
that up.
or people call it RWG. And so we have just improved terrain, visuals based on custom type map stamps. And we've
I completely read
upgraded
that tree thing wrong.
the stamp fidelity to be
Oh, well.
16-bit floating point. So now we have a little bit better visual fidelity on the transfer from the stamp to the game mesh. So yeah, another thing we're excited about.
Yes, in-game footage.
And this is just a screenshot showing some of the test generations with the new stamps. So we have the mesas and the lakes and the rivers and the mountains and all that stuff kind of working together to create a little bit more natural type terrain. We're still kind of limited with the voxels and the material variation types and stuff like that.
I'm not
So
really
it's not
seeing
gonna
much of a
look,
change. It's nice, but
AAA or anything, but this can be totally destroyed since it's a box of worlds. So we try to push the quality as much as we can with the limitations that we have. So we're excited about this new update. It's really kind of pushing the boundaries of what we can do with the tech.
so the problem with these worlds, right? It's very nice, but there's literally no reason for you to be going here. It's boring. There's nothing around this area. There's one or two trees. There's nothing you can find that's interesting. That's the thing with these worlds, because it's randomly generated, there's just nothing much to go out to see. Yeah, you can stand on a mountain and look around, but there's no reason to be going to the lake. If you want to live there, and if you live there, you got to walk so far to get to the town. So there's no reason to have all this, to be honest, if there's nothing interesting to actually go and see. See, we had a nitrogen running on our server, and it basically did exactly this. It actually did better than this. So I don't know. It's not that interesting, honestly. But if they've improved it, then that's always good. Improvements are good things.
Which is exciting, and we think that the players will really enjoy it. So that's about it for me, and I appreciate everybody tuning in and having a look.
Cool. Here, I'm going to show my face for a second. Thank you, Justin. Here, I'm going to get that cleared
Looking
off
forward to
what we were
Alpha
just
20 with
looking
everything I
at.
have seen so far. Yeah, me too. I'm happy.
So we're going to now
They sold me when they
have,
showed me those
Hung.
cities. They sold me.
Wait, no, not yet. Wait. I thought Young Hao was second. Because the order in here is that Hung is next. Inside the art folder. Is that which order we want to go in, guys?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Young Hao
Okay.
has awesome stuff, so we can save that the best.
Well, no,
for
that
last.
and you know what, that makes sense because Young Hao's and Brian's kind of go together. So yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
good. Okay, so Hung, here I'm gonna get your stuff up on the screen, and let's sorry everybody, I was a little confused. So let's go ahead and get this, get everything going, and then now go ahead, Hung.
Seen it. We've seen this, but this is
Hi,
cool.
everyone.
I like that
My
they've
name's
done
Hung
this.
Pham. I'm the environment artist here, and like Justin mentioned, with each alpha, we're always trying to improve the visual quality of the game, And so,
I wonder what you get for chopping that up.
one of the things I was
Bricks and wood.
tasked with was to kind of work on some of the destruction to kind of help integrate the ground with the destroyed buildings and stuff. So what you're looking at is just some of the rubble and destruction piles that I created during this alpha. So right here is like one of the wood piles. And then if you can move forward, Lathan, and kind of take a look at some of the other ones I created. Right here's some more of those wood destruction piles placed around, just to kind of show how it helps integrate the building
It's
with
so much
the
better.
ground it sits on.
It is. You guys will notice how much of a difference just that's gonna make. I haven't seen that. That's cool. In the
And
wasteland.
here is another example of a scene where you can see all the different types of rubble piles I created, like some of the
That's really
concrete
cool.
rubbles and brick piles, and they're sitting on top of some of the rubble terrain textures, and you see it kind of seamlessly blends in with it, where you can't tell what's the mesh and what's the actual terrain.
I like that. That's cool.
Here also I created some modular rubble pieces that you can kind of use to create ramps and overhangs, and then that one
so cool
image
to build
that
with.
Lathan showed her, if you move forward one, there's a before and after where you can see where using these meshes, it makes the scene look a
Wow,
little
look,
bit
look,
less
look at the
blocky,
difference. That's insane.
where you kind of integrate it on the edges and makes it look a little bit more natural.
Yeah, it does. It looks so much better. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Jeez.
All right, next thing is
That's very good,
as
actually.
John mentioned earlier, during this alpha, he created a new color tint shader, which gives us a lot more variety with these assets and blocks, where you can change up the colors and
about the
reuse
colours
them
again.
and
Man, that is such a nice
just
change.
kind of customize your environment using the
Oh.
same asset with little extra costs, if any.
That color, guys, just that color verification, that color variation, right? It's gonna make such a change. You have no idea. It's gonna brighten up. It's gonna bring out different shops. It's gonna make it so much nicer. It is really, that's such a good thing that they've added. Now you can see these containers. I love these containers. I know exactly what me and RJ are gonna do. We make a container base. How cool would that be to have a container base? Oh my goodness. Think about the possibilities. Because that one container is open. If you could just have like one full container as a base, you can put your forge in, your this and that. If you can do that, that'll be so cool. Man, I'm looking forward to this
Here's
now.
some storage
Those as well,
containers.
yeah.
Just a bunch of examples, tarps and all sorts of different assets using this tint shade.
The beds.
That's the one everybody's going to be excited about.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of moves into, the bedroll. One of the other things is just kind of up-resing the fidelity of a lot of these assets that you guys are familiar with. And so one of the things is adding that colorization to that bedroll, so you can kind of have your own custom colored bedroll.
Oh man, this is... It's something that you think that you'd never need in 7 days to that, but you needed it. It's so great. Oh man. Sorry, I only understand English. So I
Here's
don't
some
know
of the
what you're
other
saying in the
assets.
chat.
Kind of help the level designers back. Then they would try to hack together using textures and blocks to piece together to make simple things such as light bays and that sort of stuff. And so what you're seeing is actual kind of higher fidelity meshes showing light bays. And we also created different damage states where they're intact and they're cracked.
Bases D
And then
containers.
fully broken.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. If possible. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I would love to build a base in a container. Oh, man.
And one of the other things, another example of something we used to hack before, but now we have actual conveyor belts you can craft together.
Craft together. Yeah, so guys, previously they would actually build the conveyor belts. Sorry, they would build the conveyor belt out of blocks and just to make it look like it's a conveyor belt. But now they've just gone and added an object for a conveyor belt. I'm pretty sure they'll do that everything that they've manually made. Like there's a crane that they made in the lumber mill area. I'm pretty sure they will maybe either just redo that and have it just one thing. Do they move? Nah, I doubt that.
Also, some other new
Doubt that.
assets here. This is example new laundromat where we have a couple of the new assets props that I created.
So much better.
Some bloody cloth piles, cloth bins, new industrial washers.
Oh wow, look at that.
Again, just some examples of some of the new art that's come in with this alpha.
It's really going to make it feel like it's a proper city, huh? Like it's a proper real world place, where previously it wasn't.
And also another focus during this alpha was all these really cool city POIs that the level designers were creating. We needed a lot of assets to kind of fill out those city blocks, like give them a lived-in natural feel. So a lot of the assets I created were city props during this alpha.
Yeah, I've seen that. They could probably change the color. The color, yeah, they have. You can change the color of those now. Because they've got that color thing, and oh man, that's just like such a freaking cool thing. Like I can't wait to freaking use that. That's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. And I don't think we're far away from Alpha 20, guys. I really don't think we're far now, considering that they are recruiting the streamers now. So I don't think we're far away.
Someone mentioned phone booths, but no one uses them anymore.
Oh, that's true.
To mention, actually, no one has change either.
Yeah, this game is it's taking a different route, guys. It's definitely getting into something nicer. I think so.
Also, we had some to kind of fill out those commercial store interiors as well, ATMs and that sort of stuff.
It's quite funny because the ATMs are in Undead Legacy already. The mod.
Oh, last but not least was I created some new doors, cellar doors, and these are just some images of the different types of doors that you can create, and then we'll have some videos showing their animations with the new destruction states as well.
Okay, but can you use them? That's what I want to know. Can you use these doors? I would assume so. Oh my goodness. If you could use them as a base. Oh.
Okay, so here, give me just a sec to.
I think you can.
get this.
I don't know if you can craft them. I think they might just be
Pop up
in the world.
correctly.
If you can't open these, I am going to tear someone's hair out. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that is such a nice thing, and they break down nicely as well. Oh my goodness. So
So
far,
cool.
this is the highlight
Yeah,
of
no,
the
this is
stream.
really cool. Okay, so here, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I can make some underground bases with that
Justin, I'm gonna
stuff.
see your face for a second.
Double doors,
For a
yes.
moment.
Yes.
Or maybe not. I lied. They're not.
Man. There goes my container base. I can make a proper underground container base. How's that, guys? Oh, I can't wait. They break down pretty cool as well.
That's what I was worried
Well, I don't
about.
think you can
Ugh,
break a
hold on.
container with a sledgehammer.
Tell
Just
her,
saying.
hit the one and stop switching. Okay. And then there's one more. See, that's why I was trying to close it. Okay, here we go.
Someone did mention that you
Yes.
will be able to shoot through those holes once you open the doors.
I saw Alan throwing grenades through it, so
Nice.
That's awesome.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say? Hang on a second. I got to go back just a little bit here. He said,
You will be able to shoot through those holes once you open the doors.
"You guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Finally, something that we hated is being fixed. I don't know if it's specifically these, but he says once you bust open the doors, you can shoot through the door. Oh, that is a very nice
I
change.
saw Alan throwing grenades through it, so
Nice.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
this is a freaking good stream. Some really good information in this one. The previous one and it was very boring. This one is much nicer. Some really good
Okay.
information.
well.
Well, that's it from me.
Sorry, I speak Spanish. That's okay, no problem.
Okay, well, looks like we got Noe next. I'm gonna
I'm
show
so
myself
excited
again,
now.
so I can clean up some of these open windows. Because in the process of that, I got like 5 open windows.
This is going to be a completely new game with new updates.
And-
It usually is with the big
Justin's like, "Don't
updates.
show
The
me
game
pictures."
does feel different. It's never the same.
Does that still have you blown up there?
Could be a good and a bad
okay.
thing.
Here we go. Noe?
Hey everybody, my name is Noé Serrano. I do a lot of the 3D art that's pretty much props.
Is
stuff
it
that's
drivable?
not gonna-
No, it's not.
static. It's not gonna move or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no, it's not.
And my process is usually to do the high poly like everything else. And
Why can't you make it
my
drivable?
task for this
Why
one
not?
was to do an ambulance,
You know, that'll be cool.
and this is the high poly.
Why don't they do that?
So it's pretty much like whenever I build something, I always have to start from what's real and then start taking different elements, looking at different concepts, and make sure I try to change it enough to where it looks believable, and at the same time, we don't get sued by the company. Go ahead and go next, please. And this is the low poly state. This is after I baked all the high poly information and I put it into the low poly that's gonna be inside the game. And this is the final texture for the ambulance that I worked on.
It's very nice.
Hope you like it. And from there, I decided to change some things up. Like, I added a rail system. I added some ladders and changed the logos in the truck and got, 3-for-1 in this situation, which was great. And it just, it's nice to see some of the logos from the rest of the game inside these vehicles. Go ahead and go next.
Okay, it's updated that. That's nice.
And like I said, I'm a prop artist, so I do a lot of simple stuff that's legacy art that needs to be updated.
Simple stuff makes a
And,
big difference.
Simple table, nothing too fancy,
Just saying, Mr. Simple Guy.
just a little wear and tear.
But plants! Yay!
Same thing.
That's a nice change.
Do plant, as you can see on the middle, there's that old plant that was there before and the new updated version.
Are they going to be as effective as a... I use it once for Horde Night.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a safe that goes inside the walls, goes into the ground and different
Ground?
locations. So I was able to, same thing, go through the high poly and get it down to the low poly where it's good enough for the rest of the game.
Sorry, I jumped ahead.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You could go ahead and go next. And same thing, I just keep working on everything that's already in the game and just keep updating it to make it look good with the PVR and everything. High poly, low poly, and texturing. Go ahead. And this is another situation where I had to make there's 2 stoves. One's a modern stove, and then the other one's kind of like 1950s stove that you'll find at your grandma's house, and
Your grandma's
there's another
house.
situation where I got 2 for 1 by changing a couple things in it and making it
They look exactly the
getting
same to me,
reused
just
and
different colors. I
everything.
don't know what he's talking about. They look exactly the same.
You could go ahead and same thing. Like Hung was talking about, like the new, we're building all this new cities and everything, and this is just another prop that's gonna go inside the city, and you have Justin
Remember, guys,
doing
hit
the
the like
tent
button. Helps the
system in
channel
it
a
that
lot.
allowed us to change the color of any of these props, which is really nice.
Oh, new
Next.
crates. I've never seen those before.
And here's a situation where I wish I would have done this more, where you're
Oh,
able to see
it's the armored crate.
old
Okay.
model right next to the
Well, ammunitions
high
crate,
poly,
sorry.
or my the updated version. And same process, take it from high poly, take
Okay.
it down to the low poly, and using Justin's tin system, I was able to get a lot more detail out of it, and a lot more variations. And this shopping basket that you have a full version and an empty version, and just a couple random little things here and there.
I remember back in the
It's just,
day.
I'm trying to make it to where it looks like something that you could find
You would go
at
around
any
looking for these things to make a
shopping
mini bike
center.
because you needed one of these to make a
And
mini
I
bike.
have a couple little things here, little Easter eggs. You're able to see some of that, the crush, the mega crush, and the spam, and a couple things here and there. Trying to have a little fun with the textures. Go ahead and go next. Cooler, and same thing. I keep going through the high poly, low poly, and getting it inside the game. Next.
Oh, okay. I think we saw this. I
And
don't know if they showed
this
us
one
this,
was
but
pretty cool. I was
updated that
trying to
now.
tell a story, like by having the cushion all riled up and make it look like one of the zombies came out of it. And same thing, I go through the high poly, low poly, and using the tint shader, I'm able to get multiple versions, different colors. And it's really nice.
Well, the new hubcap mine. No, new texture for it.
And this is really cool. I really enjoyed working on this. This is the hubcap mines that I'm pretty sure people step on accident. One of the big
Never.
requests was to put a light in it so people are able to see that it's active. And on top is the high poly, and at the bottom is the low poly state, what's inside the game.
Ah, you put a light on
Keep
it.
going. Sorry.
Oh wow!
Next.
Look at that.
Same thing, it's in the mindset. This is the air filter, and same thing, I have to put a light in it so people don't step on it.
That's very smart, actually. Very. I like that idea.
This is the
That's
tin
cool.
can version. Try to get a little Christmas setting in it for the high poly. And of course, it has to look old, so
No more
it blends
sneaky
in with the
minds, yeah.
environments. And this is one of those parts where this is the cooking pot, but
Mine?
it's also part of the mindset. And same thing, I have to add a light to it to make sure that people know that it's the mindset and not a cooking pot. And,
That is nice to know.
yeah, same process, like always. Gotta get the high poly to look right, and
Yeah, that is
move
nice
on
to
to
know.
the
Because you always made
low
that
poly
mistake.
state
Oh,
for
look!
the
Cooking pot! Boom!
game.
You're dead.
Next. For this one, it's the, what is it, control system. And for this one was a little tricky, trying to do all these variations. You could see the top version at the very top is the old textures and everything, and then the new updated version. The trick behind this was that I had to get everything within a one texture, and it had to also have the tint system working and everything. And at the bottom, you can see I did some duct work that connects to that, and these get used all over the game. I'm hoping that people like them. Next.
Hey, how's it going, Gray?
And toilets. Everybody needs to go to some toilets. So here's 3 versions. The industrial version that you'll find in like like at a shopping center. Your grandma's toilet that you'll find in an
This
old
guy likes his grandma, doesn't he?
1950s home,
He's spoken about her twice.
a modern toilet that you'll find in a modern home. And then at the very bottom, you have the texture versions that are, they show that they've been used or not being used for a while.
It's kind of crappy, but
It's kind of crappy.
sorry, I had to.
Nice.
I had to. I'm sorry.
I'm not too interested in
going.
these textures. It's nice when it
Since
all
we're
comes
sticking
together
to
and you
the,
watch. You go and play and
the
have
restroom
everything
theme,
there, and you can
I
see.
did the
This,
high poly version
this is
for
one thing at a time.
the shower and the bathtub, and same thing. Have to make it look similar to the rest of the toilets and everything. And can you hit next? And one of the things that I had to do with the toilet, I noticed that there was some gore on it, and so this one little simple thing of doing this kind of kicked off this whole sequence of events that ended up making me having to do some gore, and I love it. And so this is high polys at the very top, low polys at the bottom. It's in the toilet. And since I was already working on Gore, Justin decided to just hand me over all the rest of the Gore
Lava's
for
still
the
running.
game.
Yep.
At least stuff that you find all over the world. And this is a deer
Excuse
or
me.
an animal deer that's been just eaten away by the zombies. And you have the high poly on top and the low poly at the bottom. And same thing, you have a human that's been halfway eaten, and the vultures had some fun with it. And same thing, I do a high poly version.
Can make
and
a
then move
make
it
a
down
haunted
to the
house
low
with
poly.
this.
And this is in line with the city environments. We're just updating a lot of the stuff that you usually see. And one of the cool things I ended up doing for this one is I decided to go it's the same model. I'm not using anything, not creating anything new. This is still using the same texture, and I ended up doing a little dangly one just to add some ambience to the environments.
Looks good.
Next. And one of the big requests was the fuse box. If you look to the top right, you can see the old school toolbox that gets used for everything. And for this one, I wanted to future-proof some of this, just in case we needed to do any missions or anything that might get changed up. And I decided to do an exposed version, an open version, a closed version. Those 3 will go into the outside, and then you have the inside versions with they just attach to walls.
It's for electricity, right? Yeah.
And same thing, I'd always work on the high poly and then work my way to the low poly. For this one, I decided to do one of these that you see all over the houses with the utility meter. And like I said, I was trying to future-proof this, and I added a switch just in case we need it for anything. And yeah, go ahead and go next. For this one, same thing. This is all part of the city environments, and I wanted to add some more variation to the whole thing. So this is one texture, kind of working a little smart on it, and from one texture, trying to get an overall thing. I ended up getting, I think about 10 versions. I could get 10 versions utilizing the same things. And same thing, I future-proofed it just in case.
If they
added a
needed to
switch,
update that
and
thing,
This is the
that
conduit
was
system.
2D before.
So all this will be updated, and pretty much as soon as it goes live. and
They should make it
added
climbable.
a couple new things to
That'll
it.
be cool.
And at the very bottom,
That's a bit
you can
extreme, man.
see the old conduit that used to be just a flat plane. And now all these have a 3D element to it, and they should have some collision to it, so some of the players might be able to use for gameplay now. And
Oh
also
wow,
added
that makes a
power
huge
switch.
difference. Like you check on the
And
top,
these are just some of the, the different arrangements that could
huge
be
difference.
used with the conduit system, the fuse boxes, and the meters for electricity.
Like monkey bars,
I
yeah.
think that is all of your images.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate everything. Then hope you like the art.
Yeah, thanks, Noe.
I liked it. You know, it was
Okay.
nice, but again, it's better to see it when it's all
let me
together, you know,
clear
than
all
having
this
it
off real
individual.
quick, everybody.
You don't actually know the difference
And then
until you're in
we're
the game.
gonna get. I think it's Young Hao this time. Yeah. Okay. So let me get your image up on the screen. Let me get it. Oh, that's that good one. I really like this image. Okay.
Relax this
Here we
image.
go. Go ahead, Young Hao.
All right.
You may be muted.
Hi, everybody.
Not in
Can you hear
game.
me well?
Not in game footage.
Yep.
I want to see in game footage. That looks cool
my
though,
name is
but
Yong Hao. I joined the Fun Pimps team about 2
very
years
soft.
ago. And we are a small team and not many artists. There's Justin and myself that just joined the team and try to find out how to revamp to the art. So we're a small team, our art wasn't ready yet for, either proxy or placeholder as an indie developer. Our job is just, how to upgrade that art, gradually and slowly. So I was starting with the environment art first, change it from, the old style to PBR. Style. So you might have heard a lot from our artists, any artist that keeps saying that high poly and baking into the low poly, that kind of stuff, and then over and over. So personally, this is very straight, the pipeline, but tedious, very, very tedious and slow. So I wish that the someday the artist can just doing the high poly with the UV texture on the top, and just execute it in the game. Thanks to newer technology.
I can't drink too much coffee because I got to go to bed after this. I'm going to be up early
But
tomorrow.
unfortunately, we have to make it. Just we have to sacrifice ourselves to baking process painfully over and over. But that's our job. But now our team is getting bigger, so we got awesome artists, Hyung and Noe, and some other concept artists.
I just want to say that since the Fun Pimps team's getting bigger, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. It means the Fun Pimps are actually doing well still, even after all these years, So it's a good sign, guys. And they are working on another game, by the way. They did say that. They said 10% of their staff is working on a new game. They say that it's far from being anything to a game yet, but they are working on something new. And the rest of them are working on 7 days.
So now I'm switching. I'm moving to handheld tools and weapons. So this is kind of put together since the last stream last year. I'm going to show you one by one and the working process as well. So this is the weapons I have made for a year. All the pipe weapons, post-apocalyptic vibe in it. Looks a hodgepodgey, but it's still functional because the Brian, the animator, he make it work. So, all right, next. Can you go next? Okay.
New spikes, new
this
generators.
is the environment art and offset that I have made. There was the old spike, the wood spike, and the iron spike.
It's not in game footage
So
though.
I
That's the
have to
problem.
make more, real estate spike, and so with the blood, the path on it. And the big generator and small generator, very grungy, grime and oil stain in it. You know, looks like it's working. And chainsaw and auger. That's the tool. I also have to upgrade to that with a PBR pipeline.
No, I don't think there will be clean
Okay,
versions of
next.
these items. That's just not something that's going to be happening. Ooh, look at the wooden bow.
This is another category of weapons from primitive
Oh, that crossbow, the
bow
compound bow
to
looks sexy.
advanced bow. So like 4 or 5 different type of bows I've made it. So which is fun to make it. Okay, this is all the 3 categories that I've made for a year. And then the next I'm going to show you that my pipeline. Next.
But I guess it gives the kind of idea how it looks. Yeah, kind of.
Yes, one of the latest the weapon I've made it. This is a rocket launcher. I was 3D Max user for a long time, but now I switched to the Blender. Blender is an awesome program, and also I want to get out of from my comfort zone. I'm still beginner. Still a lot of try and error using Blender. But now I like to use Blender in our pipeline. So making from the scratch, actually from the concept art, and the high poly model, sub-D modeling and endgun modeling, and plus sculpting paths through ZBrush. This is the final high poly model of the rocket launcher and Blender. Next.
I've used Blender myself before. I made a simple
I have
thing.
to create the high
Very
poly
complicated
first
for me.
and the low poly later in order to running smooth in the game. And
Blender's
I
free
have
on
to
Steam, by the way,
very,
everybody. You can use it.
Careful the layout and UV for the game poly.
But it is a good
in order
program,
to
yes.
get a nice output, because I don't want to lose the high poly fidelity, baking onto the low poly. So I have to build up from scratch or existing high poly and then decimate it. Then next screen. And then this is a UV layout. Besides of the UV unwrap, also I have to make sure that UV space not to waste any pixel, the space. So make sure all the packet and 2048 by 2048 pixel. So this is a lot of back and forth between the Substance Painter and the Blender. Make sure there's no pixelated pixel in the weapons. That's the last process in Blender. And the next is the painter. I have to bake it from high poly to low poly in Substance Painter.
Does this stuff interest you guys?
Make sure
Like when
as
you
see
watch
the
it.
layer on the left window.
Because
these are all the layers.
I can think a majority of people who play 7 Days to Die have no interest in actually listening to
or,
how they
just
create something. Does it interest you
manipulate
guys?
it in order to get a nice output. So at the end, it just spit out the albedo map, roughness.
Yeah, Firestar.
roughness, and,
I'm the same. Like Firestar is asking, I wonder why they're doing all these in great detail explanations of what goes into the art. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I mean, an average Joe who plays 7 Days to Die knows nothing about Blender, who knows nothing about what's going on, yet they're still showing it. Kind of too technical for me. Exactly. So there's really no point in showing this. They should just show something that is for the larger mind, because not everyone understands Blender. And that's totally understandable. The stuff is complicated. Yeah, we just want to see some actual in
medium
game
condition,
or
and the
just
normal.
okay? Show us a picture.
So
It's
this
fine.
is the whole process.
So
that I
detail all the
created
stuff. I
from
don't think
scratch
it's necessary.
to
You know.
finish in the game, in the weapons. And the next screen, I'm going to show the one by one the weapons. This is a
Okay,
Magnum.
just before we continue here, I know nothing about guns. I'm not an expert with guns. But if I am not mistaken, you cannot use a silencer on a revolver. Am I right? So it doesn't make much sense. Am I wrong? Don't think you can use a silencer on a revolver unless there's some way or something I don't know. Remember, I don't know nothing about guns. Don't hate on me. But from what I've heard, you can't do this. It's not... doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, the scope doesn't make sense either. Who's going to use a scope? Whatever. Yeah. I always felt that 7 Days to Die's camera is too close to your character. It needs to be pulled out a bit. So at least you can see your gun a little bit more. That would be much better.
This is a new Magnum with the attachment. So I have to find that the handmade attachment, not from the manufacturer, it's from the from the person. So I have to combine with it onto the Magnum pistol. Okay, this one is Desert Eagle, so we nickname it Desert Vulture for fun, the 7 Days to Die weapon. Same thing with the
Suppressor or
handmade
silencers? That is a question.
attachment, scope,
Oh, good point.
hologram, silencer, flashlight, and laser. Everything is you can just attach.
I am reading your chats, guys. I might not reply,
Next.
but okay. I like that. That long scope on that rifle will
Okay,
work.
this is my
for sure.
first weapon. I haven't made it.
That's awesome.
And, the 7 Days to Die, M16A1, but it's the post-apocalyptic.
Just don't like the scopes in 7 days.
Touch.
No.
The past.
Like when you aim down, they suck.
On the existing weapon. So a lot of the bandage, wrap up, to get some nice, the post-apocalyptic pass. Next.
Oh, that is sexy. Rest in peace to the old model. That's
Same
nice.
thing, AK-47 weapon.
That's pretty cool.
And the hodgepodge, that are pieced, put them together, and combined with the shovel in the hands. A lot of the metal plate is welded and bolted nut, pieced together.
So someone says scopes are pretty useless on pistols. I would say in real life, I would say yes. In a game, not so much. They actually are quite helpful. Let's say you got a Desert Vulture and you're running, or Desert Eagle, running around and you got a scope on and there's a zombie far away and you shoot. You're going to hit the zombie where you aim. It's not real life, but in real life, I think that would be quite a bit of a challenge to use a scope on a pistol, In a game, I don't think, I think it does actually help.
Next. Same thing, hunting rifle.
Hunting rifle.
The handmade, the put them together.
I've always liked the hunting
Next.
rifle. This is a nice change.
Lever action rifle.
That's gonna
we
be
got
fun.
Tons of a weapon update. So,
As well.
That kept me busy to making all the weapon. Looks very similar, but it's different function. The fatal, the death
Hey, Fly.
rate is every weapon is different. So it's fun to make because existing our flashlight, can, some pipe and bolt and nut, put them together. Next.
I've seen this model.
MG60
Still looks badass.
machine gun. That was the most time-consuming weapon I ever
Really?
made it because this one
Doesn't
has
look that
exterior and
amazing.
interior as well. Um, it's painful, but it's fun to make it. But
Anything
again,
particular
this is
exciting? Says
time-consuming.
asking Bex in the chat. Yes, there's a lot actually. The random gen is really exciting. The new hatch doors, I love that to bits. The new rubble and all that around the ruins and crash buildings. That's going to be really cool. I haven't seen much gameplay, but I do believe they will be showing the actual shooting of the guns soon. So hopefully we can get to that.
Next.
I can see myself using that a lot. Looks like the
Alright, so
MP40.
this is the new,
Similar.
our the 7 days die new category weapon is out of the pipe. It's a plumbing, like a Super Mario. You know, the plumbing is
Like a
the,
Super Mario, the
portion
plumbing.
in the game. So you have to
What's
use
up?
a pipe.
Give a
as
reference to that.
weapon. So very fun, very creative,
It's funny.
and very unique
What a reference.
than other games. So I like it. I'm going to show the several pipe weapons one by one. Next. Pipe revolver, small pistol out of a pipe piece. So you can go to Home Depot and find that in a pipe piece and then weld them together.
Did I miss a lot, Fly? Yeah, you actually you did miss quite a bit, yeah.
Just to have some nice touch, but rusty, but still.
You know what this gun looks like, guys? You know what this gun looks like? It looks like the World War One flare gun, actually. I think. Am I right? I remember seeing something like that. It looked like a flare gun, a really old flare gun they used to use. They used to shoot up. I don't know what game I saw it from, but it looks like a flare gun to me.
You will see that later.
It's not
about
though.
The,
It's like a
animation,
revolver, a
Brian
pipe
and
revolver.
like animation, the pipe is not as good as other existing manufactured weapon, but handmade it, but it's still working.
Hey, just noticed I've reached a free milestone mag. Oh, nice. Thank you. Great. High five. Well, high five and thumbs up.
Same category, pipe rifle.
Pop rough. Oh my
nice
goodness.
long,
They look better than the end game weapons, like
scope
Tyler
on the
Sucker was
top.
saying in the chat.
There was some kind of gas chamber.
Hi,
at
Aaron.
the bottom and in the back. So it's very unique.
Why they all got
aesthetics.
silencers though? You guys noticed this?
Next.
Is that they're just showing it with the... Are they just showing them with all the mods? But from what I've noticed, they've all got scopes, they've all got silencers. I would like to see them without those things as well.
Pipe shotgun.
It's weird to have a
this is,
scope on a shotgun.
The one of a shotgun.
Just saying.
I
Purple
forgot
Griffin,
the
how's
name
it going?
of our existing weapon is replaced by this pipe shotgun.
Blunderbuss is going, guys.
Yeah, this is the same pipe weapon category. Next.
That's cool. Beretta. Yes.
Okay, this is our pistol. With it's not pipe weapon category. It's the pistol, but the attachment is handmade. Next.
It looks badass, but like in game,
weapon.
it's not a really good gun
It's
to be honest.
interesting hollow attachment and barely exposed the laser light in a can silencer. This is the weapon is really fun to make.
We got
Next.
80 people watching. Welcome, and we got 60 likes. Thanks everybody.
Okay, there's the rocket launcher, the final render. Is the one of the latest the weapon I haven't made it, as Brian is working on it now. So sooner than later, you're gonna see that this rocket launcher.
The blunderbuss, guys. Okay, I like the blunderbuss. Yeah, you can hate me. You can poke me with a stick. I actually like the blunderbuss. If you picked up the blunderbuss in early game, it wasn't that bad at all. It was always best to carry two, so you had 1 and 2. It worked fine. It really did. It was a good starting weapon. It sucked to reload, but again, you just carry 2, and then you use it for like emergencies. It has saved me in the past. I did like the blunderbuss, especially when you had that hatch, had a zombie, and you just used that blunderbuss. It really worked decently.
Next. Okay, this is about the category. Iron crossbow.
Iron crossbow.
Is made out of wood and iron on the top. A lot of just handmade the rope, they mounted and then just the reinforce that the kind of the attachment piece by piece, and obviously this one has attachment,
That one.
flashlight. Hold on.
That one
Okay.
looks
that one
sexy,
is,
and I like it.
compound
It's
crossbow.
nice. That's gonna be so cool to use.
Yeah, we had a concept art, but I have a lot of references, photos, to build this weapon. It's complicated, but it's good weapon. Next.
I hope they changed the wooden crossbow. That one sucked. I hope that one's changed. I'm not
This is
interested.
one
I don't
of
like
the
this weapon.
I have upgraded.
No.
We had one, the compound bow, but wasn't
Shoot.
the PBR.
I don't like the compound bow.
set, so I had to
Boring.
create a new
For me.
the compound bow.
Who likes the
This-
compound bow? Say in the chat.
I cannot wait to see these weapons in the game. Next,
Nice to have a new auger change. That's great.
this tool is not a weapon; it's auger. We had augers, nice auger, but again, it was like this place order to me, so I had to upgrade that the auger with this nice PBR shader on it. Next.
Yeah, we've seen that last time. That's gonna be so cool.
Chainsaw, like the weapon M60, the most time consuming. This is the most time consuming tools I've made. Is the old chainsaw doesn't have that actual geometry teeth, but now it has actual teeth of geometry. Very heavy geometry, but hopefully you guys like it to use it. This is the chainsaw. Very bloody weapon. This one is environmental set. Was a big generator. We're going to use
Can't
it.
make it. That sucks.
Yeah, this is
Environmental set. No.
This big one. Next.
That's the one you can make. I'm assuming.
This is small, portable generator. So we have 7 days to die. The logos on the top. Very rusty, oily, grungy. Very dirt. That's all I got for this presentation.
Okay. So here, let
Thank
me
you.
go ahead. Yeah, thanks, Young Hao. Let me get myself back on the screen. So we have one more. Brian is going to be showing some stuff. Let me clear off the previous stuff, and let's get Brian's up. So
Yeah, Dante. That would
all
be nice.
of Brian's
Actually.
is animation, so it's going to be videos. So just give me a moment.
Gameplay, guys. Here
I'm
comes the
trying to get this
gameplay
set up
of.
where
I
it
think
doesn't just
guns.
loop and then go back to the first one in the middle of it. So let me just make sure my settings are right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty
Loop on
short.
the- Yeah,
30 seconds.
yeah. I want them to loop. I just don't want them whenever we add another one for it to loop through the two. So I think I got it. So yeah. So while you're explaining, I'll loop it. Here we go. So go ahead, Brian.
What is that? What
So
is
you can
that?
Pipe it down.
What?
Yeah, I looked at some reference on YouTube. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. That was
Tried to have some
unexpected.
fun with the heavy attack. There's
It's a
multiple
new
ways
weapon.
to do it, but that seemed to be the most interesting from first person.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. That's nice to know.
Yeah, these first 5 weapons are going to be the pipe weapons. So you get to see the tier.
Oh, that doesn't
0.
look too bad now looking at it in game.
Here's the revolver.
Oh, okay. It doesn't shoot that bad. Oh.
The direction on this was to make it so that it's very difficult to load all these weapons, to reload them. So you can see how it kind of struggles with the reload a bit. It's all rusty pipes.
Huh. That's cool. I like it. Shoot that one. Yes. I want to see this one.
It's the rifle. These are all really fun to make. Just kind of having
One shot.
Well, make the reloads really long. All right. How can we do that?
Guys, I don't know if you can hear. I can hear it.
I
It
think
sounds
also,
like the
too, they're
same
not
sound
supposed
effect
to
from
too
the
much
original
ammo.
hunting rifle. I
It's
hope
a
not.
reserve.
I
You
hope
can see there's
not.
only one bullet going in.
Jason, thank you for the subscribe, man. Ho ho. That looks so cool. It reminds me of the MP40 from
Machine
World War
gun.
II games. MP40, the German gun.
This is fun because there's a some secondary animation on it.
Ho
There's a
ho,
block
I
that's
like
kind of
that.
on the side there.
I like that a lot, actually.
Brings the weapon to life a bit.
That's cool. I like that one. That's my favorite so far.
I got the shotgun. Single bullet.
Single bullet shotgun. So that's basically like the
Is there a
blunderbuss,
sound with this
really.
leaving? So I got everything turned down. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, there should be.
Okay.
You all are hearing it, right? I mean, it's probably a little quiet, though. Do you want it to be?
Yeah.
Here.
Eric did the sound work on this. It's amazing.
There you go.
So definitely want to hear that.
So there is new sound work.
And we can go back through them.
This is the pipe suite.
Okay, it does sound
so then
different.
we're gonna go back through them and do one at a time, just so that they can hear the sounds, because it wasn't that loud. Hell, I may turn it
Okay.
up just a
So
little
they have
bit.
changed the sound.
It's gonna be deafening, everybody.
Yeah, crank it.
Shoot that one.
Sounds really make it.
It sounds a bit like an MP40 as well. Thank you for the subscribe. Who was that? Daniel. Thank you, man. Welcome.
I think typically these are about 30 to 50% longer than their counterparts for tier 1 and higher, as far as the reloads go.
So, no, it's a different sound. It sounded very familiar, though. It sounded very similar. Sounds good. I like it. All one bullet weapons, huh?
You don't have to show the baton again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that one. That one doesn't sound so good to me, I think.
Real sloppy, bullets flying all over the place. It's having some fun with
No,
it.
I don't know if I like that one.
It's all animated bullets too, so we kind of have them animated all the way out off screen. And then, yeah, the lever action.
Okay, that one's not too
trying to
bad.
find some reference for this. But I
that
always
one's
kind of
okay.
went back to Evil Dead, the Army of Darkness at the very end, where Ash is like flying through H Mart or S Mart, and he's just firing.
Some
this
of them
thing
don't
away.
sound like they've
Not
got
really-
like oomph. You know what I mean? So it sounds light. It sounds like a cell phone ringing when you have no bass to the cell phone. You know what I'm talking about? Or you're playing music without bass. That's what some of the guns sound like. You need to have like some oomph, you know? I don't hear that in these guns, but maybe whatever. I'm just nitpicking, whatever.
Really realistic the way he was firing it, but
It's got to sound cool, you
yeah, I
know?
tried to have some fun with that. It's kind of hard to see the lever action. Because
Not bad.
If you go any higher, it's just gonna obscure the screen. So we didn't really want to go too high with it. But you can definitely see that in third person.
It's got a half fire rate, eh?
And then the SMG is the model was redone, and the animation wasn't changed that much. I mean, just a bit. You see, there's a spoon that's at the top there
Yeah, that sounds the same.
with the bolt. So just kind of had some fun with this one, slamming it down. So I had to spice it up once I was in there.
Oh,
Hunting
no!
rifle. Yeah, this animation's pretty much the same, but I did,
No! Don't use the
I did
same
fix
sound
something
for
that came up
different
as a bug.
guns.
There was a bit of a jitter in the
Oh.
hunting rifle. I'm sure everybody who's ever used it noticed it in 19 and earlier. So I had to take that jitter out. So what I did was I exported everything at 120 instead of 30 frames.
Wait, what is he talking about, jitter? Hang on a second.
Pretty much the same, but I did fix something that came up as a bug. There was a bit of a jitter in the hunting rifle. I'm sure everybody who's ever used it noticed it in 19 and
That is what I'm talking about. I told you guys countless times when I was using the hunting rifle in 7 Days to Die, I said there was this jitter, there was this thing, there was something wrong with it. When every time you moved, it had like a gridlock thing. He's talking about that. I'm telling you now. See, apparently they've fixed that, so I don't know. I don't know, but you guys remember me talking about that. I hated it so much; it didn't feel like it was legit.
earlier.
Actually, mentioning
so I had to
it
take that jitter out. So what I did
makes me
was
feel
I
so good about
exported everything
myself.
at 120 instead of 30 frames.
So it wasn't my sucky aiming after all.
That was killing me, that jitter. Oof.
Yeah.
The auger.
Oh, that looks cool.
You see the auger
Dig
now
with it,
actually
though. I
kind of
wanna see
starts
the-
in an idle position and kind of shoots out in front of you, whereas currently in 19 it just sits in one spot and plays an animation. So just wanted to get something that kind of
Reach's
sits in a
bad
better
aiming's-
angle, a little bit off to the side.
Excuse now,
Same
yes.
with the chainsaw too, just so we can get something that
Oh, that looks cool.
feels a little bit better. Chainsaw's off to the side. You just go to trigger it.
Ah, that looks much better.
Goes right out to the
100%. I'm happy with that. That's awesome.
Give the chain a little bit of like an idle spin to it.
Yeah, that's
Little spiciness. I know that's not the correct way, but
that's nice. You see how
Not
you see how the
properly tuned.
blocks break down? I don't know if it's just it doesn't break down to a frame anymore. It just breaks down.
and it's gonna have a little bit of that pull. Yay for YouTube. And this is the third person stuff. So right now we have, this is what you currently see in 19. Third person, you don't actually aim up or down the reload animation. But when you're moving the character, you see the very stiff upper body. So kind of the same treatment that we did in 19, just adding an upper body motion to it. So you can actually see, I think, yeah, this one has to play out a little bit longer. See two different weapons. You can see how static it is. You don't know where somebody's aiming. They're firing, and then when they start moving, they're just so robotic upper body. So try to remedy that.
You know, they've been working on the third person for quite some time now. Like the previous dev stream I watched for Alpha 19, they fixed the walking third person, which is a bit odd because there's actually no third person in the game unless you have admin on. Pretty sure they may be considering a third person for the future, so you can actually opt in to using third person as a thing all the time, which might be better for console players as well. Pretty cool.
In this next video, where you get to see,
Oh, okay.
you can actually, now you can aim up, aim down. This is gonna be on all the ranged weapons. Right now there's a bit of work to do to kind of finish out the set.
Oh wow, look at that. That's much better.
And then
Oh,
walking,
that is
actually have
much
a little bit of
nicer.
a weapon sway, kind of get like a run going with it.
I wonder if that will work. Like if I see RJ walking around,
It's
I would
not
actually
so,
see her moving.
robotic.
Yeah, that'll be much nicer.
It's actually a lot of work to make all those weapons work that way. Everything has a different grip.
I can imagine.
It's
Jeez.
just very time consuming. And I think we have to kind of solve a little bit of that hand floating off. I think we can get like an IK solution for that.
Cool. I think that is it for those videos.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Let me pause that. Oop. Yeah, let me just pause it. Then I'll get myself back on screen. Hey, we're back. Give me just a moment. So, we have hit the point now. We've went through everything we wanted to show. So I think now we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. Please try to keep the questions related to the people that are here. I'm going to get everybody on the screen. If you give me just a moment. to do some magic to make it where you can see everybody.
All right, guys.
It's gonna
So
be like
the Q&A
wizard
is the
kinda,
point
but
where
not really.
I'm gonna go, and if you guys want to watch the Q&A, you can do that, no problem. In fact, well, there's a link down below to his Twitch. You can go and find it. That was interesting. I think this was a really good stream. I really enjoyed it. I won't be going through the Q&A. It's just not my interest. I must go. I gotta be up early tomorrow. I'm gonna go on holiday for like a week. There'll be content for you through the entire week, so don't worry. And then when we get back, we'll do some streaming again and get back into it, guys. Thank you so much for supporting tonight's stream, and we'll see you guys next time. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and do all your goodness. And I'm really excited for Alpha 20. It's going to be great, guys. Bye-bye, everybody.